Alright, so in about 3 minutes the NOAA 19 will do a very, very good pass. You can't really see it on the phone, but it will be almost 90 degrees. So, pretty much overhead. And what I have here is my new antenna. So I've started with a wee dipole, then I switched to a turnstile antenna, and I sort of expanded the turnstile. So as you can see here, the driven elements are still pretty much the same as the turnstile, except there are 3 more elements, a reflector and 2 directors added, effectively turning this into a crossed-yagi antenna, which is exactly what NOAA themselves recommend for APT and their satellites. The problem with this antenna is that I can't really record myself because I'll need both hands for this. Maybe when the satellite is directly overhead, I will be able to hold the antenna in only one hand and at least show you a bit. Let's talk about the construction of the antenna a bit while we have some time. So it's basically the same as both antennas I used before. So there are these metal rods and they are held by these terminal blocks, as you can see. So these passive elements, this is just one single rod. With the driven element I had to split it in half, so that's why here it's oriented sideways and here is parallel to the wooden boom. So I used an online Yagi calculator. Turns out it works pretty well. One problem with this antenna, even though it works for NOAA satellites just fine, is that it's actually not tuned to 137 megahertz, but it's tuned to 145, because of the simple fact that I couldn't get, or the local hardware store didn't sell these rods longer than 1 meter. So these are exactly 1 meter, and then they just sort of shrink. So there is about 95 centimeters, I think. I'll link like a schematic Swiss antenna in the description if anyone is interested. Maybe we can already pick it up. So it will be coming from south to north. Yeah, and I already hear a trace of the signal. So I will now turn off the recording and return when I'm not busy tracking the satellite with this antenna. So because it must be pointed at the satellite, or it has a pretty wide beam width, but it's better when it's pointed at the satellite. Alright, so I hope you can hear it. Now the satellite is at 28 degrees elevation, so, and I'm getting almost noise-free signal. Yeah, I think this antenna has yielded me the best results so far from all 3 antennas that I used. Okay, so I hope you can hear it and see it as well. This is basically the best signal you can get. Yeah, this is pretty much the best you can get out of APT. I'll show you some pictures on screen now, showing my previous attempts at recording. Okay, it's getting a bit heavy now. But as the satellite is now at 49 degrees elevation, and as it's getting higher in the sky, the signal basically becomes even stronger. Yeah, so this is pretty much the best you can get out of the satellites. Oh, okay, so it's getting 64 degrees elevation, so I need to point a bit higher. There's an airplane right in front of the antenna. I don't think that's gonna be an issue though. I've also noticed that even though it shouldn't matter, the orientation of the antenna does. So listen to this. Well, now it doesn't because the satellite is right above me, but if the satellite was to be lower, then if I actually turn the antenna like this, actually you can hear it a bit, the signal gets weaker. Or pretty much more noise is introduced. Alright, so the satellite has set behind the horizon. It's now at 3 degrees elevation, so it's not technically behind the horizon, but there are some hills. This is it for NOAA 19, but we are not yet done with for today, because in around 5 hours the Max Valier satellite will be doing a, I think, 70-degree pass. I've already managed to pick up Morse code, CW, from the satellite. I'll put a sample on right now so you can hear what it sounds like. So yeah, but I was listening to the Morse code frequency, but I didn't really know where the telemet or where the other data is being transmitted. But when I'm already here, let's try tuning into airband. Maybe we can pick up some. Yep. I'm not sure if you could hear that, but I'm picking up signals from the Prague Airport approach frequency. Yeah, maybe. It's picking it up like this, so the signal is pretty strong. Right, so I'm going to the field again for the Max Valier and also the Meteor M2 pass. And to say that I'm scared shitless would be an understatement. You can see, you can't really see anything. I didn't realize that it's dark at night. Okay. But the view of the sky is just amazing. You cannot see anything, but I can see everything. I can see the Milky Way. There's virtually zero light pollution. Alright, right now I'm looking into the distance, like into a field. Yeah, you can't really. Let's fire up Jeep Predict. That's the road where I came from. And it's gone. Let's connect the SDR to the computer. Now, kurwa. Okay, I guess I will not be connecting the SDR anytime soon. The USB jack.